What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you just how to remove encapsulations from natural nails. I exclusively use hard gel. So I'm also going to show you how to use hard gel. And we are going to talk about French tips. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you some exclusive industry tips on how to gain and retain clients. This is an ebook that I have available for you. It's completely free, and all of this game I'm giving to you is free. So let's hop into it. So as you can see, I have like a pointed barrel bit that I am removing these charms with. The charms are extremely strong and I encapsulate them in hard gel. I only use hard gel for encapsulating charms, jewels, literally anything I want to put on the nail. I always encapsulate it, which means to cover up or to put inside of something. So I am using a layer of hard gel and I'm putting it onto the nails. And then I am going ahead putting the charm on top. And then I'm using hard gel again on top of the charm to connect with the bottom and sealing it in. So as you can see, I'm totally destroying this bit. I could use a stronger bit to remove the nails with. Um, but this is good because I have it on a really high speed and it definitely does work. I could use a more pointed bit if I wanted to, but I try to keep down the amount of abrasive tools I really use. This works just fine, and she doesn't experience much of the vibration, which is also important. So you'll notice I am just removing a couple layers at a time. I'm not just hammering into one nail and just removing everything off of one nail. I'm taking my time, and when I feel like the nail is getting too hot, or I just have been working on it for more than 30 seconds or so, then I just go ahead and switch to a new nail. Now, with this nail, everything came off pretty easily, so I just went ahead and cleaned everything up. But this has a big giant charm in its metal, so it can create a lot of heat. With that being said, I went ahead and switched to something else and I came back to it. That's something I do recommend for anyone who's interested in being a nail tech, right? You want to make sure you are creating a safe environment for your client where they don't feel like they are just being hammered away with your e-file. So the first industry exclusive is going to be building your brand as a nail tech. That's the first thing we should idealize when you are just starting out as a nail tech, whether you're still in nail school or you started to gain your first couple of clients. It's super important to establish a unique brand identity. Establishing a unique brand identity is going to be your first step in gaining and retaining clients. We all have logos and brands that live rent free in our minds. It's time to take some time to sit down and brainstorm on the overall vibe of your brand. How do you want people to think of your brand? What colors, what styles? Get very clear on who will be interested in your business and how you will attract those particular clients. I know for me, 10 years ago, starting out, I had just left the art world and entered beauty. And for me, I still saw beauty as art, right? A lot of people can relate to that. So, what I wanted to do was focus on the art of creating and offering healthy nail services, the art of creating individualized nail art for each client that decided to sit in my chair. I wanted to give one of one designs. And because of that, I decided to create my logo, Nailprimo, as neon green because that green is my favorite color. It's something that really stands out. You don't see neon green a whole lot. So I knew right then and there that I was going to use something that really popped. And from that point on, I used neon green material on everything. And I did this because I wanted to stand out. I wanted to have a fresh new look and a fresh new take on nail techs because 10 years ago, there really weren't a whole lot of solo nail techs. And if they were like working from home. They were like, if you know, you know type of nail techs. And me, I wanted to take over my city. Okay. That was my main goal. So creating a memorable business name and a logo is the way to go. In my opinion, as a nail professional, I place a lot of emphasis on embracing modern techniques. From the latest trends to timeless classics, a successful nail tech should be able to be versatile and adaptive, whether it's intricate nail art or perfect application of gel polish, just a solid color. I wish that everyone would master the techniques that you offer. Whenever you service a client and you agree to do a design or do a service, you want to be able to show them that you know what you're doing. This takes confidence, but moreover, it takes replication and it takes practice. You have to have this master, and the only way to master something is to do it a bunch of times. So don't get discouraged when it comes to that. So as you can see now, I'm giving her a Russian mani, and this is before nail vacuums was extremely popular. So please do not mind the fact that I have a whole hell of a lot of dust on her nails. I mean, this is the true process of nails. And what you're seeing is me going from center to right and then from left to center. I did flip the view of this camera, so you're actually seeing it in reverse. But what I always do is I start from center to right and center to left. And you're going to switch the direction of your nail bit when you go from center to left. So it's going and spinning right when you're center to right, and then you're switching it the other direction when you're spinning center to left. And that is how you provide a Russian manicure. I'm not doing extensive work on her cuticles because she does not want me to. She tends to be a little bit sensitive. And also, I don't believe in like removing every little nook and cranny. I know some people will be pissed off about that, but I don't really care. I think that being able to remove a significant amount of dead skin is very important when it comes to your manicure. However, you do not want to remove so much dead skin that the skin starts to become hard around the nail bed. I just don't believe in that. So I don't do that. And then what I'm doing here is I'm following up with cuticle softener, and that's going to break down a lot of what is left. And I'm just going to go ahead and clip the rest of the dead skin. I'm going to get it with my nippers. And that's how I do it. Every time I use my nippers, I pull the skin back and I just clip whatever is left. You can tell what is dead skin if it does not look fleshy. When I pull it back, it does not change colors. That is the most simple way I can describe what it's like to remove dead skin. It's usually discolored, it's white, it doesn't have a color, and it doesn't change colors when I pull the sidewalls back. So that's a good way to know that you're getting dead skin. I know a lot of people would not teach this because it is subjective, but developing a personal style and signature techniques are extremely helpful when you are branding your business. Okay, you want people to be able to tell you apart. You want them to tell apart your business name and logo, but you want them to be able to differentiate your work from the next person's. I don't believe in the Instagram nail. I'm sorry, I really don't. I think that it's beautiful. I think that you should know how to achieve that look, but I would never recommend focusing on that because you are putting yourself in a box with more people. And the more people there are, the harder it is to separate your work from other people. And that's just a main industry tip I would give out. So, developing a personal style and having signature techniques is what is going to set you apart from your quote unquote competition. I am going to use the word competition because I feel like it is a term that most people would understand. However, I want you to know that there is no competition. There's enough success for everyone to attain, and you are you. So you have to be willing and know how to stay in your own lane. And when you stay in your own lane, you go further. You don't have to compete with other people. You don't have to wonder who has the best Instagram nail because you don't do Instagram nails, boo. You do what you do, and nobody else can do that. Developing a personal style is very important when you are entering into the beauty industry. Let's get into the topic of marketing strategies for nail techs. I am totally obsessed with ways to market yourself because I am a super extroverted introvert, okay? I love being outside and out there with the people when I'm out there. And then I go home and I recover and I do hardcore recovering where I cannot be reached, okay? So I love just, showcasing who I am and then also being able to shut my mouth. But when it comes to business, and this is why I love business because it gives me the opportunity to showcase who I am, I really only do it for my business. And it's great because I get to kind of disassociate. It sounds psychotic, and maybe it is, but I get to kind of be primo, right? My name is Mackenzie. I get to be primo. I get to be Nailprimo when I'm there at work. I get to talk and I get to be that persona. And then when I leave there, I get to be Mackenzie, who is kind of moody, but mostly quiet until, she's comfortable or you rile her up, right? So I don't have that pressure. And I've kind of made it so that way when I am in my business, I get a chance to showcase the things I love most about myself. So, utilizing social media is going to help you showcase your work. Utilizing social media to showcase your work is what is going to get your name out there. In beauty school, you learn that your main source of advertisement is going to be through word of mouth. So you're always going to be talking to people, and your clients will also be talking to people. They will be talking to their friends, family about the quality of your work. It is a great way to get your name out there. So it's really good to have social media account where your current and potential clients can reference your work and decide whether or not you are the nail tech for them. So when your current client goes around and she's with her friends and she's like, "Oh, I went and got my nails done. It was such a great experience." And then they look at the nails and they're like, "Damn, I love those nails. Those nails are amazing. That is the best work I've seen. Who is this person?" Your nail client is going to pull out her phone and she's going to show off your page. And from there, your potential client is going to be able to see your work and decide right then and there whether or not you go into three different boxes. You go in immediate yes, you go in immediate no, and then you can potentially go into maybe later. And what I have learned from being in business is that it takes 17 times for a person to see you before they are responsive. Okay? Before they click on a call to action on average, it takes 17 times. So when you're putting your offer out there, when you're talking about your services, when you're talking about all the different techniques you do, when you are putting pictures out there, this is a cumulative effort. Every little grain of sand of effort that you put in, it piles up. So you could never have enough. And you may get a yes, you may get a no. But if you get a no, you still have a potential to get a yes at a later date. You just have more grains of sand to put in the bucket. So don't ever feel as though your effort is going to waste or going unnoticed, because chances are it's not. You just have to keep putting in the work, because not everybody is going to be convinced right away. Not everybody is going to be like, yes, I'm going to spend $120 on this service today. Everybody's not going to do that. Hell, everybody's not even going to be like, you know what, $40, let me go ahead and do that. Everybody's not going to spend money on nails. And I'm going to say it. In this day and age, nail services are a luxury. They are not a necessity for most women. A lot of women do nails at home. A lot of women don't get their nails done at all. And then there are the women that like to have their nails done but can't afford it, so it's not a priority for them. And then there are the small select few that make it a priority, so they make sure that they have their nails done. So what you just saw me do before all of this was put a gel X nail on top of her natural nail to extend it. I do extend with hard gel. This video is not about that. So when I have a client with a broken nail and she normally has long natural nails, I use Gel X. It's fast, it's easy, it's simple. It's literally a perfect nail. You don't have to worry about anything. So I tend to use Gel X quite a bit, especially when working with natural nails. Unless my client says she does not want that, I'm immediately going to go for Gel X. And then, of course, I am still going to give her an option. So right now, I'm using Light Elegance to build a base onto her nail. So since I know that these are natural nails, I know two things. I know I need to build strength as I go, but I also need to use techniques that are not going to make her nails extremely bulky. So I use a really strong builder gel as a base layer on her natural nails, and I started to just create a little bit more shape because her nails are kind of flat. And now I am using my pot polish to create a nude base for her, which I absolutely love this color. It's so pretty. And just looking back on this video, I am in love with it. And I don't get to use and see all of my colors all the time. So of course there's going to be some colors that you forget about and you just don't know are there. So this is one that's so beautiful, and it is a pot by Presto. I absolutely love pot gels. They work so amazing. The shine on them is just amazing. I absolutely love it, like hands down. So you're going to see me putting polish on her right now. So since I know I have to build her nail up, I know that I'm going to use the strongest possible products on her. And then I am also going to seal in her color. So I am using a strong base layer, and then I'm using my gel polish colors, 2 or 3 layers of color. And then my fourth layer is going to be another layer of hard gel on top to get a bit more of a curve, because as I said, her nails are a little bit flat. We want to create a curve in the apex so that way it can withstand bending, hitting itself on things. It can prevent breakage. So the next thing we need to get into is the importance of creating a professional website. I personally use Square, and I highly recommend using Square. I use Square because they have a feature for booking appointments, and you can embed it into your Instagram, you can embed it into Google, you can use it through anything, and then you have a website that goes along with it, and you can add multiple pages and create it. It is a very professional site, but I think that the features are extremely easy to use. So I love Square appointments. You can send invoices on Square, you can do all of these things, and I love it. They don't take a a monthly fee of X amount of dollars or 30% of every sale. No. They charge about 10 cents per swipe. And then for certain aspects of your website, if you want to add different widgets and stuff like that, you will have to pay for them. But I think it's better than using one of those like beauty sites that take 30% of everything and then tell you that it's because they're getting you clients when they aren't. Sorry, I know that was probably loud in your ear. I just got this microphone, so I'm still figuring things out. But creating a professional website using Square is a game changer. I don't recommend any other website for scheduling appointments, accepting deposits, and creating a website that works closely with Google because only Square does that. Having a website that is compatible with search engines is very important because you'll be ranked higher in the Google algorithm. So, this means when people search for your particular service, you're way more likely to pop up as opposed to using one of those beauty service booking services where nobody's going to find you unless they already use that app. It would be really helpful if everyone used that app, but everyone uses Google to search. So you literally just can't compete. So this is also going to push you forward and toward clients who are looking for your particular type of service. If I'm being completely honest, I know a lot of people in the beauty industry and service providers that use other apps, even those made for people in the beauty industry, but they are flat out failing. They're constantly complaining about not being able to book clients, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as someone who used to build websites for a living and create SOE for other brands for a living, I know that Google is your best option, and that's why I recommend Square. Okay, you can use my referral link below. They're not paying me to say this. This is a shameless plug. However, I do get referral incentives for referring it. But I genuinely love Square. I genuinely love Square. I've only used one other beauty service app for a time, and they helped get me probably one client a month. So after maybe when I got serious though, I never used one of those apps. I always have used Square, and immediately I was booking clients, and that's because I was on Google. All right, so I want you to consider that, and you're also going to be able to really build a nice website using Square. So enough about that. Enough about that. What you see me doing now is using more potted gel to make French. I love potted gels. It's amazing, 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 amazing. And this is another Presto gel. So let's get into our industry exclusive, okay? And this is client communication and customer service. Having an effective website is going to help so much with your client communication. It's going to give you an opportunity to effectively communicate with your clients. Having clear and concise communication options and strategies for your clients will make or break your business. I highly recommend Square again because your clients can easily book from your Instagram or your website. We all have seen and wanted to book services, and the service provider does not have clear booking channels, and we all move on and find someone else who does. Okay, you do not want to have your clients wondering or having too many questions. And if they do have questions, you want to make it feel comfortable enough for them to ask and make sure that they get responses back. You want to make sure that nobody's hesitant to ask you what something is and what something isn't. And before they do that, you want to make sure that you have given that information, because sometimes you may see a question from a client and you may be busy. So you don't really have time to send a voice note, which I love doing, or call them or respond to them in a timely fashion. So you can say, hey, thank you for asking. Please refer to this, and you can even send them the link. You want to provide an answer. You don't want to just be like, hey, look at section 3.5, article 2758. No, answer the question. Make sure you answer the question, because if you don't, a person's probably not going to go and read anything because they already haven't read it. So you want to make it really easy to do. And when people have questions, just answer them. Like, an unanswered question is a no. I love when customers ask me questions because I'm one step closer to booking them. And usually, if somebody hops in my DMs and is like, hey, I have a question on XYZ, I'm going to answer their questions, and then I'm going to follow up and say, when can you come in? I love to service you. Can I get you booked this week? I am available X, Y, and Z. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. You have to close the sale. Okay. So, what you're seeing me do right now is encapsulating. I'm so geeked about this microphone, but I'm encapsulating more gel. Okay, this is just a regular gel polish inside of a metal heart, and then I'm gonna go ahead and create some little cat eye because that's what I just love doing. Don't be afraid to create when you're doing nails. Never be afraid to create. So here's my thin liner brush. Again, you guys know I absolutely love using my thin liner brush, and I use it all the time, and I continue to use it because it's completely and utterly beautiful, and it creates beautiful things. Okay, using a thin liner brush is a part of my signature beauty industry identity, boo. But yeah, so don't be afraid to answer questions. Don't sit there and call people silly and dumb and stupid for asking you questions. Like, take a more humble approach. Now, I'm not going to say humble yourself down, tone yourself down. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, don't think that you're too good to answer questions about your business. Because if you don't talk about your business, then people aren't going to know. And then before you know it, nobody's going to ask you questions because you're going to have a reputation of having a bad attitude. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's been plenty of times where I've booked with service providers and decided to stop going because they have bad and nasty attitudes. You don't want that to be you. You don't. You really don't. So, when you are encapsulating, you have seen me apply a really heavy layer of hard gel, and then I'm pushing the metal pieces into the hard gel, and I am using my tweezers to place the metal pieces. And right now, I'm just using a tiny dot of cat eye because I want the cat eye to be inside of the metal object. And I'm going to go ahead and use my thin liner brush to spread everything out. And really just create that shape where I'm not going over anything. I'm spreading it from wall to wall of the metal circle. Wall to wall of the metal circle. Yeah, and then after that, I'm going to go ahead and take my metal and create the cat eye and quickly cure it, because you guys know how fast cat eye can move and change. So that's what I'm doing there, and I'm just going to put the finishing touches on my smiley faces, and then I'm going to use my thin liner brush to create outlines of my French. I absolutely love doing this. I love anything that has to do with my thin liner brush. So I'm literally having a blast right now. I'm going to let you guys finish watching me encapsulate the gel. So I put like a nice floating layer, like a real thin layer at the bottom. And then I'm going to add more metal pieces in there. So this one, I didn't add a whole lot of gel. And you want to make sure you add enough gel though, because if you don't, the color that you put inside is going to seep and leak out. But it's just enough. I want to make sure that when I do this though, I'm putting a heavy layer on top of everything to make sure no metal pieces are sticking out. And when no metal pieces are sticking out, no gems, no nothing is sticking out of the gel, it is called encapsulation. Okay. And there you guys have it. You guys have a bunch of industry exclusive tips from a 10-year nail tech. You have a bunch of tips when it comes to encapsulating and how exactly to apply your hard gel to natural nails. And you're on your way, okay? If you want to check out my ebook, click the link below and you can definitely do that. Ooh, I love watching myself use a thin liner. Like that is amazing. Like just amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely. All right. So yes, you guys have a great day. I'm going to turn some music on and let you guys finish watching this. Bye.